Hey guys, this is Kevin aka Kman1 coming at you with the newest episode of Self-Sufficient Scape. I'm going to start off this episode by going ahead and converting all of my charity tokens into mystery boxes. You should convert them into small ones because I'm pretty sure, unless they changed it, small boxes contain 3 items and large boxes contain 5 items. And since large boxes cost twice as much, you're basically losing an item as compared to getting small boxes. So I'm getting 41 small boxes, and I'm going to go ahead and open them all up for you and see what I can get. I emptied out my cash stack just to make things a little bit more accurate to how much I'm getting. So Dungeoneering tokens, I probably should have gotten track of how many I had beforehand, but I had about 32,000 Dungeoneering tokens, a little bit less. So I'm just gonna open up all these cash bags and sort this out a little better. I'm gonna dump all of these into agility. I know that it's probably not a good idea because it's not very high level, but I mean, XP is XP, you know? I don't actually want to equip the Spirit Ruby. Open that box. Cash bags. I will throw this into agility first. See if I can get a level, and I do get a level. Good. Which means I'm going to get more experience out of these stars. Let's pop those open, and another 23,000 bonus experience. Open up all these Dungeoneering token boxes. I'm going to use all these limps in agility. Yeah, you can see how much stuff you really do get from these events. It's pretty bonkers, to be honest. And use all of these, also on agility. Open up the next round. And all on agility. Getting a bunch of Spirit Rubies. These are items that you use in summoning. They save you charms, which I will get into once I finally start on the summoning grind. And I'm almost out of boxes. I'm sorry if this clip is running a little long. I might decide to cut it down a little bit in editing, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And the last box contains Dungeoneering tokens and 2 prismatic stars. Throw those into agility. I meant to throw both of them. I don't remember exactly how much bonus experience I had in agility beforehand, but I think it was around 20,000, maybe 30,000. So I got about, let's call it 140,000 bonus experience in agility, which is going to serve me very well for when I never want to train it. 5 Spirit Rubies, a bunch of Silverhawk Down and Tight Springs, which are unfortunately untradeable, as well as 193k, not that much money, but I went from 32,000 Dungeoneering tokens to 68,000, so I got 36,000 Dungeoneering tokens. That is not bad at all. That cuts on a lot of grinding that I have to do in order to get the Charming Imp. I'm super stoked about that. I'm probably going to continue getting the charity tokens as I just play the game for the rest of the event, but I'll just be opening them as I am able to get boxes, and if I do happen to hit any major benchmarks, like if I happen to get enough Dungeoneering tokens for the Charming Imp, then I will go ahead and show that. But yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this. I am not gonna lie. Also, I did get an agility level in addition to the bonus experience, so things are looking pretty good on that front. I'm finishing up Fairy Tale Part 2. A lot of people really only do this quest up until the point where you unlock Fairy Rings, which is a teleportation system that you unlock through Xanaris. You use the Drayman Staff to get around. And it's a really useful teleportation system, but from the time you unlock Fairy Rings to the end of the quest is actually a pretty short time period. So it's worth just going ahead and completing. And I want to complete Fairy Tale Part 3, but I don't quite have the requirements for it. And the main reward of that is that you can use Fairy Rings without actually having to wield the Drayman Staff, which is a lot more useful than you might think. Anyways, That's Fairy Tale Part 2, and I'm going to continue on with some other quests. I'm finishing up Shield of Arav, which is the last quest that I needed in order to complete in order to start Hero's Quest. I still actually need 53 fishing, which I'm 27,000 away from. I've been grinding fishing for most of today, and honestly, I'm not a big fan of the skill, but that's just kind of the stuff that you have to deal with. And the reason I've been grinding this stuff is because I'm working towards Throne of Miscellanea and Royal Trouble, which unlocks Kingdom Management, which is a really, really good daily event that you can use to get easy money, which is kind of the whole goal of this series, to make mad stacks of cash. I'm finishing up Hero's Quest. I will say that I've completed this both in Old School and in RuneScape 3, but sometimes I forget how much easier and faster it is with lodestones. In addition to that, they added the ability to complete it on your own, which is great because I don't have friends. Anyways, now I am finally eligible to finish Throne of Miscellanea, except I want to wait and turn it in around the day reset, just so that I can complete it on the same schedule as the rest of my dailies. It's just a personal thing that I prefer to do. I've mentioned Kingdom Management a couple times, and I should probably explain a little bit closer what it is. Right now I'm finishing up the quest that unlocks it, Throne of Miscellanea. And basically what it is, it's a daily mini-game, I guess you could call it, where you basically give gold to the kingdom, and it passively collects resources for you, which you can then turn around and sell for profit. It's also really good for Iron Man accounts to use, but I'm not an Iron Man, so I'm going to be investing in what gives me the most profit. The calculator that I found tells you that maple trees are the most profit per day, but I'm probably going to stick with mahogany logs, which you unlock from the sequel quest, Royal Trouble. And Royal Trouble also gives you, in addition to more resources that you can gather, more resources per day gathered. So definitely, if you can do Royal Trouble, you should go ahead and finish it right after Throne of Miscellanea, because it's that valuable. Also important to note is that you need to keep the coffer above 750,000 gold after Royal Trouble in order to maintain optimal resource generation. If you have less, then they're not going to collect the full complement of resources per day. They're just going to collect some of them. It's valuable to keep at least 750,000 gold, like I said, in the coffer. And you need to re-up your approval rating every day. It goes down by 1% per day, and just raking the weeds right by the castle gates is enough to bump you right back up to 100%. And since this coincides with your feather runs, there's really no good reason to not keep your approval rating at max. I'm back on the Novice Quest grind, and I'm going to turn in the Eagle's Peak quest, and I should probably at least mention that the Eagle transportation system exists. It's pretty useless. It gets you to places that you don't really ever need to go to. It's used in a couple quests, and it's used for a couple achievement sets, but beyond that, it's not worth using. There are so many better teleports and other just ways of getting around that are better than the Eagle transport system. But at least this quest gives you some Hunter XP, which I'm always a fan of. Alright, this is going to be the Elemental Workshop quest. I want to do the sequels, but I've also heard that the sequels are terrible, so I think I'm going to put those off for as long as I possibly can. Well, I've done Workshop 2, but I haven't done 3 or 4 on my main, so yeah, I'm just going to put those off for a while. But hey, cool new shield. Oh man, guys, finishing up the hardest quest in the game, Goblin Diplomacy. And I'm not kidding, this is the hardest quest in the game. Those dies are expensive. I don't know what it is about this game, but it costs like 5,000 gold to do this quest, and I only get 200 crafting XP? That's a ripoff right there. That's what, like 250 GP per XP? That's not very good at all. I'm finishing up the Gunner's Ground quest, but may we never, ever forget the Romeo and Juliet quest, Lost to Time. Gone before its time. Anyways, here's a quest. Time for some some small amounts of agility XP. So I realized that I should probably grind up a little bit of money if I want to buy a bond soon. I don't need to because I have 45 days of membership, but I figure if you are following along with the series in any sort of meaningful way, then I should probably prove to you that I can actually buy a bond every 2 weeks. So I've been doing some Abyss rune crafting, and I'm going to take you through a quick run and then show you the loot that I've gotten. I've been at this for about an hour and a half, so it's not even close to how much you can potentially earn from here. But I'm going to show you. Anyways, if you go to the bank, you can use these things called presets, and the preset I have set up has the 3 pouches I can use at my level and a full inventory of pure essence, as well as a wicked hood and the wilderness sword in my inventory. And I have that set to the first preset, so I just tap 1 when I'm in the bank interface. And then I have the pouches on my action bar, so I just press 1, 2, and 3 at the same time, and it fills up the pouches. Go into the bank, withdraw more essence, and then I run up into the wilderness. You can adjust this setup as is important to you. I prefer to have the preset on 1, but you could have it on 2, or even 3, 4, or 5, but you need to hit additional keys. Use the surge ability right past that tree is the most efficient place to use it because you're guaranteed to get the full distance. And then you're going to be teleported into the abyss. And there are going to be skill check spots like this. This is a mining skill check. And the 2 most common that you'll come across are agility and mining. And you essentially have a 1% chance for every skill level to pass it. So since I'm at 50 mining and 52 agility, I have about a 50-50 chance of passing each skill check. The Dark Mage in the middle will repair your pouches. They degrade over time. I don't remember offhand how much durability they have, but I'll put it on screen in post. And as for what runes to craft, right now I'm crafting double cosmics because they're better money than nature runes for my level, but nature runes are a little bit better experience. It really depends on what you prefer. I'm doing this for the money right now, so it's more important to me to get the best possible money. Anyways, here are some of the runes I've crafted. I'm going to save nature runes because I like to have a stock of them around, but I'm going to go ahead and sell all of my cosmic runes and some of the nature runes, and I will show you the profits in just a minute. So I've sold the runes, the cosmic runes, which was about an hour, give or take. I sold for 2 mil, so 2 mil an hour at my level is really not that bad for the only resources I needed being pure essence, which is pretty cheap, and then the nature runes, which again took about a half hour, give or take, sold for 728k, so I'm officially in a green cash stack. So about an hour and a half of work, and I made, let's call it 2.8 mil. That's not that bad at all, especially for my total level. Rune crafting is really good GP when you do it through the Abyss. I know a lot of people prefer to do rune span because it's better experience and more AFKable, but I prefer Abyss rune crafting just because of how much money you can make. Anyways, I am going to be probably doing a little bit more Abyss rune crafting between this episode and the next one, but I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here because this video is running a little bit long and I gotta just barely get that 10 minutes so that I'm optimizing my ad revenue. You know how it is, the YouTuber grind. Anyways, for real though, thank you very much for watching, and I guess I'll see you next time.